Let's talk Tanya for the 28th day of the first Adar. So we're middle of the topic of when it's justified to hate another Jew. And in the Tanya over the last 2 days, we talked about the two requirements that are necessary in order to hate someone else. Number one, the person has to be on the same level as you in Torah and mitzvahs, on your spiritual level. Because otherwise, if the person's on a lower level, then the appropriate emotion to feel towards the person isn't hatred, but compassion, rahmanas. What a pity on this person who lacks the spiritual sensitivity and the knowledge to understand and be aware of what that person is doing. And the second requirement is that you've done whatever you can to rectify the situation. You try to exert your influence on the person to change their ways. Because if you have not done that, then once again, the hatred would be a misplaced emotion, when instead you should be focusing your efforts on trying to help that person in a loving way. Now, once we realize that we have these two requirements, it's going to be very obvious that our ability, the justification to hate another Jew is very limited, and possibly even non-existent. How many Jews are there who are going to fit that criteria? Nevertheless, let's talk about those Jews who we do have the license to hate. So, is that it? Can we write them out of our book? We hate them. That's it. Alter Rebbe says not so fast. It's not black or white. Do I hate someone? Do I love someone? We're nuanced people, and we can have a nuanced approach towards people. So, first of all, we love every single Jewish person. Even the person who we're allowed to hate, we love them also. And why is that? Because they have a soul. The soul is holy, divine, beautiful, infinite, pristine, and we love the person for the soul. On the other hand, the person has an animal soul. The person obviously has a dark side, and we hate the person for that. But interestingly, the more that we think about that dark side, the more we think about the animalistic, destructive side of the person, the more a third emotion comes into play. Not love, not hate, but compassion. Compassion on who? Compassion on what? Compassion on the soul. Think about it. The soul, this amazing, divine soul, is right now in captivity and imprisoned within the body and within this animal soul. And in the words of the Alter Rebbe, Harachmanus mevatel hasina, the compassion, so to say, it's mevatel, it nullifies, it dilutes, it takes away the edge and the power from the hatred and the general comportment that we have towards every Jewish person. Even the person who we hate also is one of compassion and one of trying to do what we can to bring them back to the path of Torah and mitzvahs. With this, we concluded chapter 32, the topic of loving every single Jewish person, and even the exceptions when we're allowed to hate, and even then we have to love that person also. And if you recall, when we started this chapter, we said this entire chapter is, so to say, parenthetical. The larger topic over here is joy. We took a break for one chapter to talk about Avos Yisrael. Tomorrow we start chapter 33, and we're back to the topic of joy.